Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renee Box Young. This is a platform where we simply discuss, critique, and analyze and simply talk about the sport of boxing in a level-headed, mature fashion. Definitely, man. Subscribers since day one, recent subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you, man. You guys are all awesome, you know what I'm saying? Tuning into the lives, the flash lives, the premieres such as this in my videos, you know, tuning in real time. The playback gang also, PBG, man. Salute to the family, definitely, man. If you're a new listener, you know, Renee Box Young is simply a platform where we discuss the sport of boxing, man. And, you know, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I do these flash lives, when I do these videos, premieres, you know, and just push content. You know, those who put, you know, comments in the comment sections of the videos, I appreciate you all. You know, I just love collaborating with each and every one of you. I want to get right to this, man. The whole WBA thing, you know what I mean, with the fight concerning Fox and Maestre. Crazy stuff, and I want to just give my input on it, you know, my 2 cents concerning this. It's a trip because, just to start this out, man, it's a trip because just the other day, I think it was on Saturday, if I remember correctly, I just don't recall which day it was, but I pushed a video concerning the WBA and the WBC and concerning certain moves they're making, and I talked about the WBA and the president, as a matter of fact, and this was before the Fox Maestre fight. Before fight night. I mean, I think it was on Saturday in the morning I pushed the video. I just don't remember correctly. But it was before the fight. I know that. It was before the fight. And I talked about how, you know, the president of WBA is talking about, you know, reducing the amount of belts, you know, in that sanctioning body, which is great. And I exalted that, and I thought that was great, you know, but I also explained, you know, actions speak louder than words. And in that video, I also talked about, and it's crazy because I also talked about, you know, the WBC implementing and trying to implement, at least, or whatever, a new scoring system for the judges. And I talked about how, you know, there are a lot of, you know, robberies. There's been robberies, you know, in the history of sport of boxing, you know, and very outrageous calls and scoring, etc., blah, blah, blah. And I talked about that. And lo and behold, in the Fox Maestre fight, you know, this is just, there's no words to describe this. It's horrible. Now, you know, Fox's career, I think it's, even though this is all bad, what happened, I think he's just gonna, you know, his career is gonna be great. I think he's gonna have a great future. Definitely, man. You know, fans, we're not stupid. Everybody, the whole world saw it. The whole world saw what happened. I don't even need to get into that and, you know, describe what happened. Everybody knows what happened. I personally think Fox won. It was just a horrible call, scoring. I mean, now, I want to, you know, get into some aspects. You can't, I mean, I've said this before, man. I've said this several times, that in this digital era that we're living in, you cannot escape, man. I mean, you know, these sanctioning bodies, celebrities, whatever, man, whatever. Whoever's in the limelight, organizations, enterprises, etc., you know, in this social digital world, you just can't escape. You can't, because what's going on now? And I want to delve into a couple things, man, a few aspects that, you know, concerning this whole WBA stuff. Like, I also mentioned in that video, let me get back to what I was saying, that video I posted recently. I'll leave that video at the end of this one so you can check it out if you haven't. I also explained in that video that, you know, all these sanctioning bodies have dirt. I know that there may be, you know, other sanctioning bodies, you know, that have more, you know, integrity, I guess we could say, but they all have dirt, man, one way or another, you know what I'm saying? And I explained that also in that video. And then here, once again, we see something that just comes out and it's like, what the heck? You know, the associations that this judge has who you know, gave that whack scoring, 111, 117, if I'm not mistaken. Crazy stuff. So let's get to Twitter real quick, you know what I'm saying? So we'll go to Twitter, and everybody knows the story here concerning, you know, the president of WBA. Let me just zoom that in there for you. So it says here, you know, link in the description, yeah, you know, the source, blah, blah, blah. You know, Gilberto, right, he says, the review of the fight was ordered immediately. At least they're reviewing the fight, you know what I'm saying? Based on the preliminary scorecards received, indicates a direct rematch could be ordered. The judges, who are also accepted by the Minnesota Commission, will be interviewed individually. So, you know, what the president of WBA wants to do, he wants to order, you know, a review, and it indicates a direct rematch. I mean, the thing here, I mean, the most ideal thing to do, as everybody knows, is to just, you know, overturn or what have you, the scoring, and to hand that belt over to Fox, which probably won't happen. This is the next best thing. I mean, if there's going to be an immediate rematch, I guess it's the next best thing. You know what I mean? And give Fox another opportunity. You know, and unfortunately, what happened, you know, on Saturday night is it turns people away from the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? That's the horrible thing about all this. As a matter of fact, in one of the posts, out of all these hundreds of posts or whatever, since Saturday night. There was even a UFC guy, I don't even know the dude's name, but whatever. There was a UFC fighter, man, who even said, that was a horrible ruling. So you got people all around the world, man, that, are exposing this, and I think it's great in that sense. They can't escape. You know what I mean? Judges are going to be reviewed. And the next best thing here, man, I guess, is to have a rematch, I guess. You know what I mean? I mean, the best thing to do, however, is to hand the belt over to Fox. Just overturn this whole ruling. You know what I mean? Now, I want to show you something, man. I mean, this is just crazy stuff. It's just too much, you know what I'm saying? This is too much of what's going on. But let me just go ahead and read a little bit of this boxing scene article to you. Link in the description of everything we're going to see, okay? So you can just check it out there. So we got here, so it says here, Maestre Fox, WBA to investigate scoring, suggests potential rematch to be ordered. We just read that. Everybody knows the story, right? But I just want to read a couple things here. It says here, because we already know what happened. I don't have to go over that 100 times. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's been over it, gone over it, the whole community. But I want to show you something, man. This is a trip. Look at this. It says, the most offensive, now the action, go to this paragraph here, the action taken so far is similar to the aftermath of the March 13th World Junior Bantamweight Championship rematch between Estrada and Chocolatito. Y'all remember that? If you don't, I mean, you got to watch that fight. And I've said it time and time again, man. People got to focus more on these lower divisions, man. Amazing bouts, action-packed fights. It's beautiful. And I personally think that Chocolatito won that fight, you know what I mean? And a lot of communities saw the same thing. And what does it say here? I mean, if you guys don't remember, you know what I'm saying? It says, whose 117-111 tally in favor of Estrada was enough for the WBA to announce the suspension from future sanctioned body branded fights. So we see here a horrible ruling, 117 to 111 in favor of Estrada that happened in that match, And it's WBA ties to all this. WBA ties, And that is just one example. And there are more. You just go ahead and read this article, man. There are more. And there's a couple things I want to mention here also. I mean, you read the article and it talks about more. Why am I mentioning what the article says here about Estrada and Chocolatito? Because it's a huge fight, man. And thankfully, there's going to be a trilogy. It's going to be awesome, Also, if you go, check this out, man. I want to show you something. else. This is WBA website, the official website, whatever. Check it in the description, right? It says here, the link in the description. Now, remember this, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember, Joshua Franco and Andrew Maloney, there's going to be a trilogy in that also. There's going to be a trilogy. Are these judges doing this on purpose? That's my question, ladies and gentlemen. Let me stop there. Why? Because Franco Maloney, that was also a crazy decision in the rematch. Franco and Maloney. Go check them fights out, man. I think Maloney won. Definitely in the rematch. However, there was a controversial headbutt, which wasn't really, I don't know about that, man. And, Franco walked off with that title. And that was WBA also associated that belt. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Now there's going to be a trilogy. Isn't this too much of a coincidence? Estrada and Chocolatito also, same thing, controversial ruling or what have you, what we just read in the article. And now there's going to be a trilogy with them. Franco and Maloney, there's going to be a trilogy with them also because of the controversial decision there with the judges. Joshua Franco right there, Andrew Maloney. You see, this is just crazy. And this is a great fight, ladies and gentlemen. And there's going to be a trilogy also this year because of that controversial, in my humble opinion. It's because there's going to be a trilogy because of that controversial decision. Maloney wasn't happy. The world wasn't happy about it. Those who saw it, the rematch. Franco versus Maloney part 2. Maloney was boxing out Franco wonderfully, and that controversial headbutt, I mean, I understand. It was a little tap. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't that bad. And Maloney said in the post-fight that, his Franco, if I'm not mistaken, it was his right eye, was closed up because of the jabs he was throwing. He was just throwing jab after jab after jab on that eye. And there's another example, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we can go on and on. And I'm just talking about recent examples. I'm not talking about the history, I'm talking about recent examples, ladies and gentlemen. There's another example in Romero. Y'all remember that when he fought Marinez some time ago. Rolly Romero versus Marinez. Marinez clearly boxed out Romero, ladies and gentlemen. Marinez clearly boxed out Rolly. And lo and behold, it was for a WBA belt. I can care less what kind of belt it was, interim, whatever the heck they want to call it. Who cares? There's too many belts anyway. I talked about that time and time again on this channel. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, man. What kind of rulings are these? What kinds of judges are, I'm sorry, man. I don't want to convert this into a rant, but this is what I said before, man. I said this before, that this is the beautiful thing about all this, ladies and gentlemen. I know it sounds like all bad news, but this is the beautiful thing about it. Come on now. We as a community, I'm talking about fight fans. I've said it time and time again. When I talk about community, I talk about the people who love the sport of boxing. That's it. It's simple as that. I don't complicate things here. You know what I'm saying? Those who love the sport of boxing. We have a voice, ladies and gentlemen, and we can speak out on this kind of stuff. And as a result, they're not going to escape. Now, what's coming out now? What's coming out? Why can't they escape? This judge, whoever her name is, I mean, I don't, whoever it is, that lady who did this outrageous ruling in the Fox and Maestre fight, what happened shortly after? Isn't this crazy? Shortly after, it's already viral. People already exposing her, for her racist slurs against former First Lady, Obama's wife, because of this disgusting slur that she that's stupid. I'm sorry, man. That racist stuff is stupid. All this racist stuff is stupid. That's why I don't talk about it here. I don't do the racist stuff. I don't do that race stuff here on this channel. I've said it so many times, ladies and gentlemen. I don't stand for that stuff. It's disgusting, man. I'm sorry. I mean, it's disgusting. I don't even have to say I'm sorry. The heck. And that lady, that judge who did that outrageous, disgusting scoring, against Fox. Now that, it's viral. What happened to her Twitter profile? It got canceled. It got erased or whatever the heck. It got shut down, man. Because this lady knows, man. I mean, these people, you know what I'm saying? You can't escape, ladies and gentlemen. These judges that are, they're not up, you better be with your freaking, you got to have your eyes open nowadays and do things right, because people are going to expose you. And that's the beautiful thing, what I was saying a moment ago. We have a voice, ladies and gentlemen. Boxing community, we have a voice. When promoters say something that's not right, the community speaks out on it. Fighters say something that's not right, the community speaks out on it. And you can't, go around legit criticism. I've said this time and time again, ladies and gentlemen. You can't go around it. We're not, the community is getting past all this, the stupid, you're hating and this and that. It's not hating. When it's legit criticism, it's legit criticism. It's not hating. We're in a sensitive era where, a pillowy era, hyperly emotional, sensitive era. I've talked about this before. I talked about this several times on the channel, where no one can take any criticism anymore. No, we're getting past that. We're getting past that. I've said it time and time again. Renee Box Young is a mature platform, ladies and gentlemen. Maturity talks about, what does maturity talk about? That you're not going to get over emotional about it. You're not going to, we don't do that man fan stuff here. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, and you're going to get called out about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like, and that's what I dig about, the community. When something is not right, it's going to be spoken up about. It's going to be spoken up about. You know what I'm saying? And WBA is investigating this whole thing. I reiterate, the best thing to do, and I assume the whole community is saying the same thing, fans out there, boxing fans, is that, you know what I'm saying, that the best thing to do here is that, hand that belt over to Fox. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter if, according to the record, to the resume, or whatever you want to call it, if Fox has a loss because of this. No, because we're not stupid. We see through that. It's not a loss. And the sad thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, the sad thing, and you can research more about that judge who has ties with the WBA, married to some dude, whatever the heck, and the WBA organization, blah blah blah, whatever. You can go into that stuff. I can care less about that, in their personal lives. But there's ties. And this nonsense has to be cleaned up, man. This corruption, favoritism in the sport of boxing, generally speaking. You know what I'm saying? This is just crazy, And like I said before, the best thing to do is for, Fox to get the belt. But, who knows what's going to happen here. I guess WBA is going to order a rematch, And I said this before. The sad thing about this, I mean, we got to be, I mean, at least in my perspective, as far as this whole thing, it just happened. I mean, it's fresh, Maestre, I mean, I don't know if he had something to do with it, the actual fighter. But what he should have done, ladies and gentlemen, what Maestre should have done, he should have been, right about it. and he should have noticed when they did the ruling. You know, everybody's doing the whole facial expression thing, body language and stuff, and he should have said, you know what, I don't deserve this win. This is Fox's win. I don't want this belt. He should have handed it over to Fox. That's the ideal thing to do. You know. And a negative thing about all this, man, is the whole world is gonna look at Maestre, man. They're gonna look at him and say, hey, you didn't win, man. You didn't win. He has to carry that with him now. He has to carry that with him. The best thing for the WBA to do, man, is hand that freaking belt over to Fox and overturn that ruling. That disgusting ruling. It's just horrible. But hey, we have a voice, and we're going to continue speaking out about this nonsense in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I love that about it. You know what I'm saying? I love that about this era we're living in. We can speak out, and we got a voice, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So, hey, I appreciate each and every one of you, man. Let's see what happens next. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens next. You know, if there's gonna be an immediate rematch, or, you know, who knows, man. But we'll see. And this is the sad thing. I got to reiterate and conclude with this, that because of this nonsense, people turn away from the sport of boxing. It just sucks, man. I love the sport of boxing, but these kind of things, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting, man. Enough, you know. Until when is enough gonna be enough? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's been talking about the community, you know, there has to be a governing body and blah, blah, blah. I mean, but until when, man, are we going to see that? You know what I'm saying? If the sport of boxing gets cleaned up, as it should be, of course, there's no perfect enterprise out there, but I talked about that in the last video. I'm going to leave that video at the end of this video, okay? And, you know, but until it gets, you know, if it gets cleaned up, imagine how much better the sport of boxing could be. You know what I'm saying? But, man, we'll see what happens next, man. I mean, the best thing to do, I reiterate one more time, is for Fox to get that belt. Overturn the whole decision and, you know, Fox to get that belt. But, man, I think he's going to have a great career. He's going to have a great career, man. I'm sure he took this loss very hard. Well, it wasn't even a loss, but you know what I mean. But, hey, he's going to get limelight for this, and he's going to have a great future. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because we see through this. We see through all this. Maestre didn't win. He didn't win. So, man, Renee Box Young, thank you guys so much, you know, for liking, subscribing, sharing, you know what I'm saying, showing your support. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about this? Go ahead and comment section. You know, everybody's talking about it, and I'm just doing my part. I'm just you know, chipping in my 2 cents and speaking out against it. So, thank you guys so much, man. Subscribe if you're a new listener. You know, we're just a platform that simply discusses, critique, and analyze. Simply talks about sport of boxing, you know, in a level-headed, mature fashion. Definitely, you know, hit the notification bell. And so, you know, when I do my flash lives and premieres such as this, I appreciate each and every one of you. Renee Box Young. Peace out. Stay safe, fam.